Every zombie apocalypse seems to either start with the CDC or a failed lab experiment. Let's talk about it. Hi, I'm Q, and welcome to my tapes. This is a video, a very short video, because I just kind of want to laugh about this. I want to cackle about this. One, I really love zombie like movies and shows. I think they're really interesting. Um, like futuristic or like sci-fi shows where it's like something has progressed in society, either with like a disease or a technology, and then at the end we figure out, or we're figuring out that it was probably some some wacko scientist or a failed, military, biochemical weapon that someone was trying to build somewhere and everything went awry. And I thought a good show to use that is a good show to maybe talk about this is with All of Us Are Dead, featuring Netflix's All of Us Are Dead. So I'm actually not going to give any spoilers of the show. I just wanted to laugh about it and ponder about this. This is kind of a shorter tape. Go watch it. I think it was good. I think it was good. I have some critiques, but I think it was good. So, All of Us Are Dead, Netflix's show on that is essentially just, the premise is that a virus spread and then all hell breaks loose. But really, what I wanted to talk about was why is it when all of these things go wrong in these shows, we just find out very unfortunate news about how somebody was tinkering with certain viruses or bacterias that they should not have been tinkering with. Why do we always find out that this shit came out of some lab somewhere or some disgruntled person? Which in the Netflix show All of Us Are Dead, I wouldn't really call him disgruntled. I don't know. Do I feel like he was justified? Let me know. If you have watched All of Us Are Dead, do you think he was justified? I mean, I would hate to be in like somebody's rage if I didn't do anything. But also, maybe you only live once. Maybe you only live once. Is that a reckless thing for me to say? I don't know. Like, I don't know. If anybody puts their hands on me, my family, my kids, like, I feel like stop underestimating people's breaks. You know what I mean? Stop underestimating people's endpoints. You know what I mean? Stop underestimating people's pain. Like, I hate bullies. I hate bullies. You know what I mean? Like, I hate it. And I give no guarantees for what someone might choose to do to you for your actions. So proceed with caution. Proceed with cautions. I don't want to be in the I don't want to be in the fallout of that. I don't think anybody who wasn't involved wants to be in the fallout of that. But like, I don't know. There's nothing I could possibly say to quell his anger. Like, besides the fact that I feel like adults should have known better. You know what I mean? Like, don't allow people to bully people's kids. Like, I don't know. I'm not, I don't know. I didn't grow up in that type of school environment. Like, people definitely would get the shit, like the bricks beat off of them if they mess too much with people who clearly couldn't defend themselves. Like, leave these people alone. You guys are losers. So that's all I will have to say about the show itself. But yeah, like, why is it that, why, like, what is that about? Like, what is it about like this disintegration of society where it usually starts with like one person? And I think that's kind of a concept that I've been thinking about lately. Why is it that when we look back at why things are so shit, it comes back to a few people, it comes back to an idea, it comes back to an oppression? Why is the bridge cutting through a neighborhood? Probably racism. Why don't we have access to certain types of fresh foods in our neighborhood? Food apartheid. It's probably racism. Why don't we have access to this? Why did the cost of higher education get so fucking expensive after like the 1960s into the 90s into the early 2000s? Oh, because black and brown people started to go to college more. Like, it's sick. It's sick. And I think I don't know. I find it, not to say like fascinating, but it's just like, where did we get these ideas of like whiteness? Some ugly inbred Spaniard man thought that he was hot shit and he went around saying how he was the best thing in the world with his inbred, you know, biological issues, saying that he was the best amongst men. And that's how we got like whiteness and racism. It's sick. It's sick. And so I guess it's funny. I guess it's funny. Um, It's ironic. It's cynical. That's a short flight. Listen, this is a short tape. I just find that really interesting. I didn't want to go live. I just wanted to say that. Why? Like, why is it that we can trace all of our struggles back to a few people? It's like sometimes, you watch those shows, you watch movies, and it's like somebody wants to start a war, but they want to send 10,000 men. And I'm just sitting here thinking, like, you have a problem with this guy because he wants your wife or he wants your concubine or something like that. Like, why don't you guys just fight it out? Why are we in this? Like, you know what I mean? Like, you don't like this person because you don't like that they are more technologically advanced than you and they have better technology than you and they have better scientists than you. Why are we in it? You go fight with them. You go to the scrapyard and fight with them. Why do we all have to change our lives and be, you know, deployed somewhere? Like, what does that have to do with us? What does that have to do with us? I feel like, I don't know, the more and more that I process some of this art, I feel like I get the feeling the majority of people maybe don't have the capacity for such evil and for such disruption of society in a negative way. I feel like it's a few people that are off their rockers and that choose to bring havoc and chaos. And maybe when I watch some of these movies or these shows, the question I ask myself is like, what happens if people retaliated? Like, what happens if, like, what happens now you're bullying me and I take a knife and I shank you? Like, what now? Like, what are you guys gonna do now? Like, I wonder, could have this been solved if we removed bad apples in society? Is it possible? Is it possible to take out people in society who are sick, you know what I mean, and are mean and are bullies and that cause problems for the rest of us? It's so interesting how, like, one person or few people's actions create this type of ripple amongst society, all because they couldn't stay in line and they couldn't respect their neighbor. Like, what is that? That question is something that I've been exploring lately. This era of retaliation. I've been thinking about it a lot. So let me know you guys' thoughts. If you made it this far, drop a strawberry emoji. And I will talk to you guys later. My name is Q. You've listened to another one of my tapes. Ciao, ciao. So I am back for an addendum because it has come to my small attention that I actually might need to make my videos at least 10 minutes long. So I'm going to be talking for 3 minutes. I want to have an addendum. I think the video in of itself was perfect, but maybe we can just shoot the shit. This is like a secret part of the video. Are you even gonna see it this far? Oh my God. Okay. If you watch to this point, put like the purple crystal ball emoji, put like a sun or moon emoji. Like, this is very mysterious girl. Okay. So what do I want to put here as an addendum to buff this out to 10 minutes long? That question that I was exploring at the end around, like, why do problems start with one person? That was like a question that I was posing. I was posing like this idea of like the era of retaliation, and I think when I think of like that phrase, like the era of retaliation, I think of that in terms of like more than one person. I feel like when I think of what it means to retaliate in society, I think that, of course, that could start with one person, but I feel like more people, or like a mass or volume of people, is what I feel like leads to more of like the era of retaliation. Something else that I was posing was around this idea of like, there are a few people that wreak havoc and harm people, and I feel like they shouldn't be here. And I feel like it's so interesting that as I was rewatching the video, because I was like, what do I say? What else do I say? Because I feel like I've asked the questions that I wanted to ask, and I'm still thinking about it, so it's not as though I have some sort of conclusion. What do I say here? As I was watching back the video that you guys just saw, right? The 7 minutes of it, I realized, like, I'm not the first person to come up with this. Obviously not. We've heard these ideas of removing certain people that cause certain types of harm to people away from the majority of like a community or of a society. Like this is not just something that I've come up with. You know what I mean? Like it's not like this idea of, you know, adding these numbers together like, oh, this person kind of causes a lot of problems. Like I don't think we can fix your psychosis. Like I don't think we can fix this harm that you're doing to this other kid like your age. Like you guys are minors. Like we can't fix this shit. Like you are not well. Like you are not the father. Like you are not well. You're not well. You know what I mean? Like you're not okay. You know what I mean? And so I've been thinking about that, and that's a realization I came to. I was like, I guess it's fascinating. I talked about many fascinating things in this video, but something that fascinates me as I make more and more of these tapes, whether they're talking tapes, whether they're produced, and, you know, like the Sophia Nur, like, you know what I mean? Like the Sophia Nur interview video, like whether or not they are things that I've written or things that I'm just kind of pondering about, things more discussion wise. I guess I'm getting more and more amazed by the fact that like, is there such a thing as an original idea? You know, or, and obviously not. I feel like maybe. I think a lot of people are obviously building off of the thoughts of others or the ideas of others and either trying to disprove them or make sure that they're refined and better. As that's, you know, the nature of coming to further and better ideas, is to question, is to think critically, and is to bring forth new evidence and new, you know, Carfax, new actual verifiable factual information that we can use to continue to progress as a society. I guess it's kind of fun. You know what I mean? It's kind of interesting. It's like I can think. Do you guys ever feel that? Like sometimes like I can think about something fully. I can think and wonder and think critically and then come to a conclusion that somebody who maybe had done it for like 10 years came to. I think that's really fascinating, and that's something that I'm starting to notice in some of my videos. So for those of you that don't know, and now that I see that I've hit over the 3-minute mark, I can conclude this out and let you guys go. Something that I've been mentioning in my lives are, you know, I've been mentioning a little bit about, well, actually, no, I'll stop there. So this is in another one of my tapes. I'm Q. Let me look in the camera. I'm Q. This has been another one of my tapes. And yeah, let's chat more. I think I might have a live either talking about like the Netflix cinematic universe, you know, because I want to discuss the show, but I kind of don't want there to be spoilers. So funnily enough, I think I might, maybe it could be alive. I wanted to discuss it. But yeah, there's a video that I'm making called like, you know, the Netflix cinematic universe. And then there's another video. Why I paused is because I was going to say that I feel like, you know, Netflix has been struggling with content lately, but I feel like, well, like last year, like where people have been giving a lot of critiques around like how Netflix is not really producing the best shows, but some of their recent acquisitions like have been doing well. Like The Witcher, like I'm just thinking like different acquisitions that they've been working on have been doing well. The ones that are doing well and they choose to give like a second season, a third season too, I think have been doing really well. And so like, you know, snaps to that. The second video that I'm working on is also talking about like the webtoon, like what is this like webtoon to like Netflix or Crunchyroll or Paramount or Hulu, HBO pipeline? Like what is this industrial complex that I'm noticing? Because I'm noticing like a lot of stories that I feel like I've enjoyed the past 2 years were, one, original works, but two, came out of like webtoon. And I think you guys saw like the whole deal that Wattpad did with like Naver and Paramount, all of that stuff. They're like combing the site for shit, and we'll talk about it. So we'll talk about it separately. So those are two different big ideas that I think I want to ponder with in a possible live. I think this video might actually be a precursor to a live, so let me know if you want us to talk about, I guess, some of the things from this video, or at least All of Us is Dead. So if you've watched it and you want to talk about it, then yeah, we can talk about it. And we can talk about the ending if you want. So just let me know. All right. I'm Q. This has been another one of my tapes, and I will see you actually later. All right. Ciao, ciao. Bye.